A little bit more on our snare drum arm position as opposed to just the hand grip. Uh, so here at the position of attention, when you come up to the drum, your forearms should be slightly angled down. So they shouldn't be like the bass drums where it's just flat with the ground. They should be down a little bit. Depending on the height of the line and all that kind of stuff, the height of the drum might change slightly. But you should aim for the top of your pad to be somewhere around your hip bone or lower. Should definitely not be higher than your hip bone, the top of your hip bone. So something that I have to think about is reaching, like imagining a pole or a pillar right here inside of your left arm, and that you're reaching around it and coming down. So that what that does for me is equalizes the distance of this arm to that arm. So your arms should not be in tight with your body. Both should be out the same distance. So if you find that you're having to bring your right elbow out and your left elbow in, it's probably because you're practicing on something flat. If not, it's because some of these other angles are a little off, which we're about to talk about. So with the left hand, you've got your little bit of distance here, your forearms coming slightly down. If rain were to fall into your hand, the angle of your hand should be such that the water would fall out. So if you're catching water, then that's going to mess up your angles, and you're going to be what's called slicing. You're not coming straight into the head. This is an underhanded grip, but we want to do everything we can to get as much mass on top of the stick as possible. So what you want to do is rotate your thumb part of your hand in toward your body, which is why I say it's like you're reaching around and down a pillar. So then you just, like you're turning a doorknob, same type of motion to turn the wrist with your left hand. With the right hand, we talked about this, a little bit of distance here, not a lot. You shouldn't be out with your elbow. A little bit down with your forearm, coming straight forward. And then this angle here is very important. You never want to have a straight line go from your bead to your hand to your elbow. You always need to have an angle here at the wrist going into the stick. And the right hand is going to be a hybrid, a mix of knocking the door and turning the doorknob. It's not going to be turning the doorknob totally. It's not going to be knocking totally because of this angle. It's going to be a little bit of both. So what this does is helps equalize out the sound and motion between the right and the left hand. It somewhat simulates an underhanded grip with the right, and it puts a little bit more mass on top of the stick with the left.